Last time on Taiji, we finished the map. I found all the map pieces. I finished this area, which has some minecart looking stuff. I unlocked this elevator, so I think I'm going to do some more puzzles in this cave. And then we'll keep going. Stream over then? Wait, why? No, stream's not over. Oops. I did the map. Oh yeah, we got the whole map, so the game's over. That's it. I think I only have 2 puzzles left. I'm not convinced that one of them has a solution. Some of these are rough. I'm not looking forward to when I get super stuck later on. I forgot to do something too. Puzzle Discord. Where is the channel? Here it is. Yes, more Taiji. Okay. Hi Adam, welcome in. Happy Sunday. It's good to see you. How's your day going? Oh, is this the first time I've seen... this is all closed. These two in the same panel? Oh. That's not right. What about... Nope. What about this? Nope. What about this? Nope. What about this? Nope. What about this? That looks good. Yes. I've had a very Christmassy day. I went shopping and finally put up my tree. Nice. What kind of tree do you have? Does it have a theme? Or like every ornament you've ever owned? That's what ours is at my parents' house. It's just mishmash of colors and gold and silver and red and green and homemade ornaments from when we were kids. All right. I don't love that. I don't even like it. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Can I... Okay, this... What if this is filled in? No, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind. I wanted to try a lovely mishmash. It really is. The theme is, it looks like I decorated this in the dark. Perfect. The more the merrier. The more haphazard, the better. I was wondering if I could combine like 1, 2, 3, 4, but I would need both of these in that to test it, and I can't. There's no way to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't work either. So I gotta think of something else. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, got it. Hi, CD, welcome in. Puzzly thoughts are good thoughts. We're off to a good start. It looks alright, actually. It's all red, white, and silver, but that's because that's all I have. That sounds pretty. I used to always want a themed tree, but then every time I go to like put on decorations on my parents' tree, I'm like, yeah, but I can't part with these ones that I made when I was 10. They're too sentimental. And I don't have a tree because my cats have never mixed well with Christmas trees, so I just put stuff up on the walls. And stockings and all that. This is interesting. This is 7 and 7. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. How many is that? That's not right. Looks cool though. I wish I had a tree decoration that had sentimental value. Maybe one day. This is the same number of squares, right? That's 12. Yeah, 12. Oh, but now they're not connected. I think it has to be like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. My friends have cats. They do have a tree, but they have some tricky times. I've seen people get, like, I know it's possible. I've seen people get Christmas trees and their cats perch in them, and they either don't have lights that they, I don't know what safety precautions come into play, because I don't trust Duncan with a Christmas tree. I just don't. He would eat he would eat plastic needles. If it's a pet safe type of pine tree, I still think he would eat the needles. And he would knock it over, and if there's any glass or like lights on it, like, I don't know how people do it. I was fine giving up Christmas trees when I got cats. Like, I knew what I was getting into. I like cats more than I like Christmas trees. Hot take. Oh, I think this... No, this doesn't work. This does. No, it doesn't. We have an artificial pre-lit one. Our cat's never really bothered. Yeah, and obviously if your cat doesn't care about it, then you're good to go. Which is great. Or you teach them not to go in it. Also, great. Well done. I could combine... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that? Oh, there's not another white set of 3 here. That makes this not a good setup. Bummer. I was liking where that was headed. I'd like a cat to have an excuse not to put the tree up, really? Just because you really want a cat. I get it. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, once again, I was quite close, but just didn't hit go. I do really want a cat though. I want a female cat and to call her Athena. Oh, that's such a good name. I had Beatrix picked out as a name before I ever got BB. Like, I was ready. I knew I was looking for a tortie. Hopefully if they had one at the shelter. I wanted to name her Beatrix Kiddo. I hope you get your cat someday. They're the best. They're the best. What's going on here? There's only one of each diamond. I didn't know that was a thing. Interestingly, I haven't... Oh, no, I did... No, this one I already had those two together, so I haven't really had to, like, address the topic until now. Clever. All these ones, none of the diamonds match the dots that I'm pairing. Cats are the best. Hi, sleep deprived. Welcome in. My cat's almost 18. That's incredible. It could be a very real thing next year. I think there'll be a lot of new things for me next year. That's so exciting. Best of luck to you in the new year. I've been getting the like end of year wrap up, like summarize my year, set goals and intentions for next year. Like, I've been in that mood already, and it's still not even halfway through the month, but it's never too early. Let's manifest some things next year. Wait, what's up with this? Oh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. I always do this. Why do I start with the corners? One, nope. One, two. Oh, this is all wrong. Maybe I gotta go horizontal instead of vertical? mean, it's the same kind of problem. Like this? No. One, two, three, four. I'm struggling with a lot on this one. Oh, does that work? No. Weird. How do I block this out as 4? Ugh. This one's annoying. Maybe I just need to do this. No. These don't add 3, 4, 5. No. So am I supposed to do that with this one? But I can't leave 1 diamond on its own, but I can leave 1 set of 4 on its own. Dang, the music got loud there. Got it. Finally. Does the puzzle go wiggle wiggle? That always helps in the witness. What do you mean? Does it fold? Alright, next one. I don't get it. If you see anyone struggling in the witness, they love really vague, unhelpful hint like wiggle. I don't like hints, actual hints. As even if they're super vague, I don't want nudges or anything like that, because then I'll look at it and go, is that a hint? What does it mean? I don't want to know. I want to figure it out on my own. Like, I super overthink it. Or these ones, it's funny because I can combine these because they're the same color, they're both yellow, but I can't combine them because this one is locked filled in and this one is locked empty. So you would think that would help, but it doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's good. I hate it. Assume I'm only ever being stupid, never helping by even by accident. I will never assume you're stupid, but I will assume that any, like, jokey hints are completely jokes and not hints at all. Thanks, CD. And dude, hi, welcome in. Thanks for the hello. We were just talking earlier. I renamed the Vulcan emote to be human hello to go with the channel points. So now hopefully it gets even more use. How's your day going? My brain is waking up. Ugh, this is terrible. Hi, Angel Lord, welcome in. The laziest of lazy Sundays for me. Nice. It's a good feeling. This one is so odd. There's only certain blocks that I can remove and keep the patterns that I have. But the only way I can get that and that in the same shape is either this type of line, but then this one's not connected. And then it's super messed up. Or this type of line, but now it's connected to the other pattern. I wish there was a way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just need to cut off all of the little squares from all of the little whatever these are called. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. How's that look? Terrible. This one's hard. Hi JP, welcome in. This puzzle looks familiar, does it? Not to me. They all look, I mean, similar, but... terrible. I hate it. We're doing this again. Haven't seen this game, but the little blocks definitely have Witness Tetris puzzle energy. Unsure if the mechanics are the same. Different, but the game has a lot of similarities, but the mechanics are all different. If I keep clicking this, it'll start working, I think. Did that work? No, because now I've disconnected all these squares. Dang it. What about this? Nope. Hi Julia, welcome in. This game is, yeah, this one's a good one. Very, very Witness vibes, but with 2D pixel art. I know, you caught me at, I hate this puzzle. No, it's good. I promise it's a good game. I like it a lot. I just want this to work. But it doesn't. Beep beep. Wait, how come those two aren't even working? Because it has 3? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. 5. Yes. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Huh? Alright, now these two work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh, I'm still mad. One, two, three, four, 5. Finally! So that rule... They had taught me I can pair a dots one with a diamond. I got that, but we still hadn't had a case where there were 2 diamonds and a dot that I had to separate. Because 3 is too many. That was the first time it had that. Okay. All of the same color, because they were throwing all these other colors in here, and with this one you're like, oh cool, 2 diamonds and a dot, but they're different colors. Ugh. But we got it. Now do it again. It's all wrong. Can we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, but this blue is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because you can't do that. I'm sure you have, and I'm sure you've talked about it on stream, but did you see Earthblade trailer? I did, but I'm happy to talk about it again. I'm excited. I need to add it to the games list. I need to actually make a 2023 list. Like, it's time. I can do that now. I've been editing the 2022 one constantly all year long. Well, Earthblade is 2024, but like I can put it in the will absolutely play this whenever it comes out category. And I can take the 2022 list and actually delete all the things we played this year, because I like to keep them on there to show like, oh, look at all the things I checked off my list this year. Look at all the games we played. But now we can start fresh with a new list. This one's hard too. Because how do I connect? How do I connect stuff without messing it all up? I have to pair... I don't know. This shape has to either be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then whatever this one is there a way to have these two not touch each other? Yeah, let's do this. Nope, but that adds a square. Dang it. I love the trailer, although it did make me a little motion sick. Oh no, with a constantly panning camera, but I'm excited to see something and know when it's coming. Yeah. We were talking about, like, camera settings and motion sickness and ways to combat it, but there are some games that truly, if you get motion sickness, you can't play, and it's such a bummer. I wish there was more... I wish there were more tools to take a game like that and wear glasses, or like play it in windowed mode, like in a smaller window, or some kind of overlay or something that helped. It's better if the game design right off the bat is not inducing motion sickness in lots of people, but if the game already exists and you can't remake it, maybe with mods. Especially The Witness. We were talking about it in context of The Witness, but like, too many first-person games are inaccessible nowadays, it seems. What if I just do that? Thanks for helping me talk through that. And did I do this one? Yeah, I did this one. And that's gonna recall the elevator. Okay, not bad. Exciting. I don't know if motion sickness is correct. Maybe disoriented? That kind of thing usually never happens to me, and it was strange. Huh. I'm not sure what to call it. Greetings, human. Just quickly saying hi. Just got out of a nice hot shower and so sleepy and ready for bed. Hope you have a good time solving the puzzles and great stream. Thank you, Major. I appreciate it. It's been good so far. Have a good sleep. Get all cozy and warm. Ostrich, hi, welcome in. Are you talking about pedestrian? Because that made me super motion sick. No. But I can imagine that one causing problems too. You would think, oh, it's really stationary in a lot of parts, but the way it like pans from room to room and it changes perspective a couple times. I haven't finished it. I've not gotten very far in it at all, but you started it and had a similar thing, huh? Dang. Yeah, I wish there were more solutions for that. Because I know my one singular example is our friend Brennomania, who played The Witness, and he was like, I put it in windowed mode, I made it smaller, I had the reticle. I don't know if he did something else, but he was able to play it in short bursts. Even though the first day he streamed it, I'm pretty sure it made him like super motion sick. And that is frustrating for anyone. So I did this cave. I did the second floor. What was on? Did I finish everything that was on the first floor? Here's the little staircase. No, I opened the door and that's it. I did all of it. Okay. So this area is like done. Cleared out. Now I can hopefully go solve some more of the diamond puzzles in other areas. Where is this red wire? What is that attached to? Can I get up there? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, maybe I can do this. This looks hard. It needs a purple. How though? Because you can't walk diagonal across stones, so I'm gonna have to find... And you have to... Well, no, I don't have to start on this, but this is the only way to get off of the little island. Oh, so like this? Yeah, okay. Weird. What? Maybe I don't understand this one yet. For me, I think it was the guy moving between panels and the camera swinging. I grew up with a Commodore 64. It trained me to leave one edge and appear on another, but the added motion was rough. It has a lot of camera swinging. When you're not doing anything, when you're between panels, it has some really cool kind of cinematic camera swings through the scene to the next area, and I feel like that, while impressive, is not the main mechanic of the game and could cause some real issues for people. This is, I'm not, this is too many diamonds. There's too much going on here. Thank you for tier 3. Sincerely, me and Charlie. Cabbage, hi. Welcome in. Thank you for 32 months. Holy moly. Feels like just yesterday when I joined the human race. Thank you for tier 3. I appreciate it so much. Enjoy your hat emote. That one's not the tier. That's the bit one that I just switched out. But thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to see you. It does feel like just yesterday. I can't believe we're coming up on 3 years. I hope you're having a good Sunday. We're trying to solve this waterfall path, and I don't know how to do it. It's intense. I need to come up with the next bit emote eventually, but for anyone who has the 10k one and hasn't unlocked 25k yet, is chipping away at it slowly year by year, it is the one that Cabbage used, the little hat. Intense. I'm at least trying to solve things. Oh, this is weird. Oh no, this is weird. Like, solve things like little bits of diamonds here and there, but I'm having trouble getting the puzzle as a whole. Hi Kratzel, welcome in. I would be happy to. I'll try at least. So for diamonds, it's kind of like... What's the symbol? What's the symbol in the witness? The stars in the witness where you have to put them in groups of 2? It's kind of like that. So I can have, in this one line, I'm trying to draw a path from me to the other side of the river, and on this path I can have 2 yellow square or diamonds, 2 black diamonds, and 2 purple diamonds. But that's it. That can be connected by the filled in squares or the empty squares in this case. Like, this is 2 sets of 2, so that's fine. This is a set of 2, so that's fine. I could even connect those if I want. No, I can't. Just kidding, because then you would have 4 black diamonds, and that wouldn't work. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So I've got some good things happening where there's pairs of 2 around the map, but when I try to complete the path, walking from over here to over here, it starts to get really messy. And the thing that's really throwing me off is I have to, it's gonna form little stones. Once I solve it, little stones will come out of the water and I can walk across them. Yeah, that's what's throwing me off, is this black diamond. So I'm gonna look at it a little longer, and then maybe there's something about black diamonds that I don't understand yet, because this yellow has to be paired with this yellow, and that cuts off this black diamond from the rest of the puzzle. Unless I do... no. Unless I do this. But then I can't use this black diamond over here, and that's... I have to use this to get out of the river. And I can press the solve button and it'll tell me what's working and what's not. So maybe I'll learn something. Yellow diamond! What happens if I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So it can't even be multiples of 2. Oh, right, because I had done this before where I drew a path. This is all wrong, but where I drew a path that went up and around like this, but then none of the rest of the puzzle was right. I'm gonna reset. There's no way to the other end except through. A purple. Or so it seems. This is weird. Let's go from the other side. They don't give you a jump button either, sadly. And that doesn't count as pairing them together. What the heck? What if we can go down this way? What if there's a secret entrance down here? That's the same problem though, right? Yeah. In theory, I like this puzzle because I feel like I just learned this rule. I should be able to do it, but in practice, we might go do something else. Let's go up this way. What's over here? The mansion? The tree. I did this one. I didn't do these. These are weird. Hey Jim, welcome in. Thanks for the peace. I hope you're doing well. I started with this. That worked. I think whatever is missing is assumed to be the opposite of what it's next to? Sort of? Let's try again. See if I can repeat it. Okay. This one I don't... That one doesn't... That doesn't make any sense to me, but... I got it, somehow. There's more of those elsewhere that I didn't do yet. This mansion baffles me. Oh, but there's diamonds in here that I might be able to solve for now. I got the cellar. We did the cellar. This, could I get this now? I don't get why I would prefer you to fill in certain missing blacks, but missing whites, but not others. Like, it gives me this shape, so I feel like I have to define that shape with blocks. And then it gives me this shape, so I feel like I have to define it with blocks. And then it gives me this shape, and I feel like I have to define it with blocks. But then is that, did we account for the one in the middle? Oh. It doesn't matter what I put in the middle. Weird. I like the music in here. Oh, do different levels have different songs? Oh, and I did a bunch of these and then got really confused. I did this one, this one, this one, this one, and then things started to fall apart. Ugh. The statue is really cool, yeah. How many fires have you lit? If I get to a map, I can tell you. But off the top of my head, I don't have a number. This goes right back down. The maze in the center. The pond with the temple thing. We just did the diamonds. We did the flower petals, the pink trees. So 5, I think. We're running, we're running, we're running. Yep, 5. Five, and then bits and pieces of the others. But no flames. What? Is there something under the staircase? No. I was trying to make this match this, but I think it has its own panel, so I'm not really sure what this is. And that might not be the start of the room. Or it might be, it might have to do with this. Do I have access to this one? Yeah. But I don't understand it. This is nice. This one really does go wiggle wiggle. Yeah, this one looks like a little worm. I solved those two, but there are more that I did not see. Good luck, Magus. There's so many. Oh, I wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, there's 16 red squares in this. So it's either the large ones are filled in and the small ones are not, or vice versa. I'm guessing. Does this one count as large or small? It's bigger than this. Alright, cool. And then it's 3 by 3, so fill, 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 fill blank blank, fill, fill, fill. Woohoo! And then it's blank blank, fill, fill, This one's weird. Hang on. I'm too lazy to make diagrams at the moment, so I'm gonna vibe here until food is ready. Okay, sounds good. I know the feeling. I have my notebook if I need diagrams, but I'm not ready yet. Insanity Avoidance, welcome in. How's it going? Happy weekend. Happy Sunday. This one's a 4 by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It looks like blank blank fill fill, fill blank fill fill, fill blank blank blank. Am I gonna remember that? No. I'm gonna run back and forth. Fill fill fill, yeah. I was thinking that too. If your name is Phil, you're gonna hear that a lot today. We're getting our steps in. It's fine. Wait, I already forgot. No, Jen! Alright, I got him, but then the doors didn't open. Gray, welcome in. How are you? I do feel like things are off to a good start today. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Can I not count? Interesting. So does it have to do with the direction the lines are going? Down, up, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, up. Nice! And we're rewarded with more puzzles! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Similar thing where there's more objects than there are panel squares. And this is, they're all different sets of colors. This is 2 dots, 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 2 dots. And the dots change position on the square, and I don't really know what that means. Is this like combined with the binary code puzzles? It seems a similar layout. Let's look at this other one instead. Oh, right. Maybe I should go from right to left. I feel like this one makes sense, though. The first part made sense, the second part doesn't, to me, yet. Okay. Let's try these. 2, 3, 5, 7, and there's 8 dots. So down, up, down, up, down, up. That doesn't go down or up. Is it across both? Down, up, down, up, up, down, up? No. You missed the wiggle solve. I got it. I got that wiggle solve and I got this wiggle solve, but now I don't know. And I feel like with these, I'm supposed to imagine that the bottom row is slid over to the left so that the colors line up. I think I got the first one. I'm a genius, unless I don't. I'm probably gonna move back and forth a million times. I'm sorry. Down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, down. That's what I thought it would be if they were aligned by color, but now that didn't work, so I don't know. Okay, I'll go back. Just assume I'm right unless proven otherwise. Perfect. Excuse me. And why is this on the same... what does this have to do with it? Why is this one here too? Just for fun? Thanks, Adam. Oh no. Okay, I don't know what these are trying to do. I skipped a level coming up here, right? I should probably go back and try to solve the ones down here, because I haven't gotten any of these. Does this follow the diamond rules in the other area, and then these are supposed to be 3 dots or something? Yeah, because look, this has pinwheels in it. Is this supposed to be all matching, one matching, one matching, all opposite, all opposite? What is this? What are the eyes supposed to be? 2 the same. This is supposed to be 1 the same. Oh, that actually worked? If this is... One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That didn't work either, because this diamond has to be paired with one other number, not every other number. If I assume that the 3s mean 3 dots, but I feel like I'm assuming that because that's just the area I came from. I don't understand what it would be otherwise. Maybe it's a meow. It's an owl? Yeah. Hi Garrett, welcome in. I attempted these, but failed. Four, 2, 3, 4. Like, I don't know where these are supposed to be in relation to this grid. But I feel like this needs to be a set of 2. This is a set of 3. This is 1. I can combine them if I want. This is 1. This is 1. Are those supposed to be these in the middle here? And then this is 3, 3. It's just really hard to tell where are you supposed to assume it's in the square it would be in? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, this is 3, this is 1, this is 2, this is 1 and 1, and this is 6. It worked! Ah! Whatever the solution, I don't like the way she's looking at you. I think it's okay. I'm not offended. We kind of match, honestly. Dark shirt, dark hair. That's where the similarities end. She's thinking she's too close to the solution. I'm just glad I got it. Alright, let's try this one again. So this is... It looks like 1 and 2. And this is 3. Yes. Now this one is stinky. But the room above has diamonds in it too, which means I have to figure it out. Oh, this is weird. Oh, and this has... I haven't done these line puzzles in a long time. I did those on the first day and I've forgotten about them ever since. And I never got the flame. This looks like the pattern in the brick here, so I can try it. But I don't know why. I don't know what the line on the left-hand side is. Is that just bringing attention to the wall? Weird. Oh, I missed this one up a bunch? Did I skip it? I think I skipped it. And did the other one twice, maybe? Yeah. Double check your work. This one I was totally guessing when I filled it in. I had no idea what I was doing. So we've got... This has 2 dots. Two dots, 1 dot. Two dots. Oh, but I think it's on this square, yeah. Are these connected? No, and I need to connect at least some of the white diamonds. To me, she seems like, oh, someone's watching. Look busy, someone's watching. I feel like she's just observing me try to solve the puzzle. But maybe not. This is 2, 1, 2. Am I missing a symbol here? Maybe. I made the mistake of trying to start with a gallery. That went about as well as you would expect. The first day I went everywhere, and I definitely stopped in the gallery and tried, but pretty much the whole first day was, okay, cool, this is where the gallery is. Next, this is where the pond is. Okay, like, I didn't settle on any one thing for very long. I don't know how I'm supposed to, oops, wrong button, separate, like right now these two are connected, which is good, but this one is also connected, which is bad. I guess I don't have to string everything together. These two are connected. 1, 2, 3. Can I do that? No. Can I do this? No. No matter what, these, because I could technically draw a shape like this to connect these. And this is now 1 square. Oh, but this is now 3. I don't think any of that is right. This is 2. These two are connected, but this is supposed to be 1 by itself, I think. So that ruins that. Mattis said he regrets the layout of the left part of the island, but by the time he realized it could be improved, it was a little too late. I don't know. I don't have any thoughts like as a whole for the game layout yet. What I love is that I can do so many parts right away. You can go anywhere and you have 50 million puzzles to work on, and then the more you do, the less of a pool you have to draw from. But I like having options. Oh, maybe now I'm onto something. Okay, so this is 2, 1, 2. No. This is connected. No, it's not. Dang it. What about this? But now this one's isolated? No, this could be good. This is connected to this. This is connected to this. 2, 1, 2. Yay! Okay, this I'll have to come back for because I don't remember. This, Same here. Alright, well we did a lot compared to doing none of the gallery before. We certainly did more than none. Wait, oh yeah, and this is where you are. What's up with this? Where does this come from? Does this turn into a puzzle at a certain point? That's strange. I like the freedom to go somewhere else if I was getting stuck. I love it. And it's such a nice map to run around that I don't feel like, oh, it took me so long to get here, I might as well stay. It doesn't feel that much of a pain to, like, walk back to another area and, like, traverse the map. Oh, are these? What was this? I never did this. I just left this alone? Apparently. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think it's this, because this has the weird layout with like half squares. $17? Does this have to do with the windows or something of the house? Does it have to do with... I don't know how those three would combine into something, because the one of them is sideways. Am I supposed to make this design that's on all of the walls? Oh, go back. Oh, this isn't right. Okay, it's looking surprisingly good. It's so pretty. Wow. It's everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. Shouting at me. Okay. Did that light up this other thing? It's a good, oh, this is right moment. Yeah. No, this didn't light up. That's okay. I want to go back to the lines. The horizontal and slanty lines. This one. This is the gallery. These are the, like, plaque totem looking things. And this is the binary code. Twitch won't let me host anymore. My raid stopped working properly, but hi Nichols, thank you so much. Yeah, host isn't around anymore, sadly. Well, let me get you a shout out. Did you just finish streaming? What were you doing? Playing more Tunic? Nice, nice. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. But hi, hello. We're playing more Taiji. It's really good. It's really, really good. I'm feeling very happy about it still because I'm not completely locked into like 2 puzzles that I don't know. So I still have that glimmer of hope in my eye. I just found out about the hosting feature. Yeah, they got rid of it. I don't know. It's kind of a bummer because it was almost like a fun tradition more than it was a useful feature, like going in and it's a way to interact with chat and chat to say, hey, I hosted, and get a little alert playing. Like it was a nice button for the act of it, but they were saying that it's really confusing when someone is new to Twitch and they go to your page and it's not you that's streaming. But I miss it. It was nice to be able to auto-host. Yeah. I think what's funny is when I go to my page when I'm offline, I still see, like, in the little player at the top, it's saying, Jen recommends this person, someone from my auto-host list. So I think that still works. And when you go to, like, Jen's recommended streamers at the bottom of the page, it'll tell you which of those are currently live. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is the corner that I always get stuck on. The solar panels. So I have a puzzle here and a puzzle here that I got stuck on in this area. Suggested streamers is where the auto host list went now. Yeah. Oh yeah, and this puzzle. Oh. I feel like I did myself a disservice by taking a break from this for so long. Well, good luck. Good luck to me. Can these be connected to each other? Will it tell me if this is wrong? Yeah, and this is wrong. This one, oh. This one's weird. I don't like it. I realize now why I left. 1,000 Cranes, welcome in. How's it going? Oh, and I remember why I left this one. I forget what the rule is for combining the different lines. I know I can, but I don't remember how. never gonna get it. What if I do this? What if I do this?
The human race has an enduring desire for knowledge and for new opportunities to improve itself.
Jim, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Thank you for cheering for humanity. The little hearts. I'm stuck on this one. See, we were talking about how I still had hope, but now I don't know. I have to make these match somehow, and it feels like every time I try, it's impossible. It feels like this gives blue a value of 1. Okay, value of 1. If I fill this in, wouldn't that give the black one a value of 2? And now yellow has a value of 3. But I think if you combine 2, they have to be able to like move independently of each other. Like I can't just shove the black and the blue ones next to each other and it'll work. It's very confusing. Now this gives blue a value of 1, yellow a value of 2, but I don't understand. How can blue mean one thing on this side and something else on this side when it's pinned against the wall by the yellow? Hi Incarnadine, welcome in. Thanks for the hello. We're trying to return to this area because I want to get this flame, but I'm stuck. And what's this one again? Ugh. This one seems more doable than this one. But I just don't remember exactly how the rule works other than repeating patterns and rotating patterns. This looks like it should be blocked out like this. It's not gonna be right. Why isn't that right? Is it because this one isn't filled in and this one is? But I thought that didn't matter. Oh, I guess it does. What if I just fill all of these in and then all of the other ones are single squares? No, I can't do it because of this. And this. All right. Got one to the right, two to the left. This one should be filled in. Wait, no. To the right, to the left. The one underneath is filled. I can't. It's on its head. No, this is wrong. I don't know, that looks pretty good to me. God. The only reason that doesn't work is because these are touching each other, maybe? I honestly don't really understand why that doesn't work. This is real-time brain wrinkle formation stream. No, this one sucks. I was feeling so good about the others, but there's a reason we left here. But if I don't do this, like, if I don't do this one, I could try exploring over here again. I think I've been able to get to this panel before. Do I not have a shortcut door somewhere? Ugh. I think this opens a shortcut door. This panel would come up maybe. If I don't do this area, then it's the binary code area or the stone tablet area. And I don't like either of those. How come that one doesn't work? Is it because it has to... See, I don't understand. This This is what happens when you take a break in between areas. I think if it's filled in and facing one way, then since this one is not filled in, it can't. Like if I fill this in, it has to be in the exact same orientation that this one is. And this doesn't work because... No, that does work. What the heck? I did this before. These ones aren't lighting up red, so those are fine. Is it this? Coralina, hi, welcome in. How's it going? I hope you're having a good Sunday, a good time zone. I'm so confused why this doesn't work. Do they all have to be the same shape because they're the same color? Because this is yellow is one shape, blue is a different shape, black is a different shape. So maybe they, but. That's impossible. I'm starting to fall asleep. I'm going to drift off to cozy puzzle vibes. Best of luck with it, Jen. Thank you, Adam. I hope I don't get too frustrated and it's not uncozy. Oh, thanks for using the hoodie emote. Also, I'm wearing the hoodie today. The hoodie of famed hoodie emote. Impuzzable. How? What does this one look like again? So this can be the same. Shape. But not filled in. This is very wrong. But this is a stepladder looking shape, and this is a stepladder looking shape. I don't think this is right. I could do this maybe? Are we getting closer? Yeah, this is the only one that's the wrong shape. Oh, wait. I got out of hand. It escalated. There's not enough room. I'm clearing out this left-hand side. I feel like the closest I got was... I still feel like this is the closest we've gotten, but maybe not. Yeah, it's just this one that's being a stinker. What if I do that? What's wrong with this one? Because it's rotated wrong? So it would have to be filled in this way? Yeah, but I can't fill this one in to complete it. I'm just gonna keep clicking it. So now we've got a row like this. Those two are the same. They're little W's. But if I fill that in, it changes the shape again, and we're back to that other stepladder pattern? Yeah. So I could try leaving... Is there any point of this shape where it's like 3 across? No. Oh, this is the worst. Okay, I can mirror that one. Oh my god. Wait, why didn't that work? Oh, because this is in a different spot now? Boo! Can't do that. Then we get back to this pattern again. Why does this one make me so mad compared to the others? I don't know. I want to go to the other part of this puzzle without doing this thing. I don't remember how to get over there. Is it from this? No, this is just to hang out and look around at the solar panels. But I've been down here before. But I don't know how. How do I get over there? Through this? No. I was like, this doesn't go down. This is all starting area. We're going all the way back. How did I get over there? It's through the mountain somehow. From this? Oh, I remember this. I want fast travel. Once you get certain things lit up, I want fast travel. Thank you. This kind of looks like a face. How come I never noticed that before? It is a face. Hello. I was too focused on this circle over here that looks like the witness to notice this cute little face. I bet there's more of those. Oh yeah, I can go in here now too if I want. And see if anything makes sense yet. Oh, it's more lines. This makes sense. This makes sense. Some of these make sense. They have running. The original fast travel. Looks like KFC Colonel, maybe. Secret chicken puzzles. Wait. Alright, I'm gonna try this one. Oh, I missed you. And you? And you? Dang it. Oh, this is all messed up. You can't just frame it. Okay, cool. So this'll change a bunch of stuff. Not too much. Yeah. I think this one's gonna have sort of a spirally effect. Wait, no. What just happened? Oh, this is in like a different order over here. I was trying to get over here. Nope, not that way. I was trying to get over here. Because this is where I first learned this rule. And I did all these, and I did this map. And I can get to that little platform from here. Yeah. This would be fast travel shortcut, but at least I have this. And I was trying to go down, but I think I can get to the right, but I don't think I figured out a way to go down. Ugh, these hurt my brain. Sag. And now it makes a nice block that I cannot get to. Oh, and now this is all blocked by this. It's okay, I didn't want to move it anyway. I need to test something. What's up with this one? It can do this. But there's no way for it to get to this staircase, right? How the heck? Alright, we'll go over here for now. I don't know how to get to the lower part. They make it seem like it's possible, but I don't know if it's possible. Have I ever done this? No. Have I ever done this? No. What's over here? Oh, there's a fire over here. Interesting. Newness! I love newness. Thank goodness. I was losing hope again. Don't be like me. Don't lose hope. Oh, this is weird. Bold of you to assume we have any to lose. Hope? I do. I hope you do. I hope you have hope. Yellow, blue. White. Blue, white, yellow. Complicated. White, yellow, yellow, blue, white, blue. Two yellows, two yellows, two yellows. Oh. Everything is so difficult. Let's do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, but that's a different color, so I don't think that'll work. Hi Michelle, welcome in. Oh yeah, I'm rocking the hoodie emote hoodie. Trying to be cozy, trying to use my brain. It's tough. Hi TT. Just remembered I have leftover pizza. Yum. I didn't end up getting pizza last night. Who was talking? CD, you were talking about pizza? Was somebody else talking about pizza too? I ended up making breakfast for dinner. But I need to isolate this dot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But now these aren't connected, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Forgive the constant gasping, but every time I get a panel now, I'm like, oh my god, I did it! I didn't think it was possible. I'm so tired of these. They can get hecked. Excuse my language. But I don't like those puzzles. Not today. Okay, I can do them up here. This is fine. Everything's fine. Nope, it's not fine anymore. Rip. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then there's 2 of these symbols in one. So do I have to do this? Okay. And now I have to repeat this. Oh, but it's in a different spot. Okay. Finally, I'm gonna jinx it, but I'm finally getting a pattern back. I was getting discouraged. I'm discouraged. I have plain cheesy leftovers, but my pizza order also included a monstrosity. Instead of tomato sauce, Nutella. And for toppings, M&Ms and marshmallows. That doesn't sound like a monstrosity. It sounds good. I hope it was delicious. Alright, 2 more and then I can open this door. That doesn't work because one is on the left and one is on the right. Okay, that works. More of a pie cake than a pizza at that point. It's a dessert pizza. I like the ones that you make with cream cheese frosting kind of, or just plain cream cheese, and you put fruit on it with like a pie crust for the pizza crust dough. You could put some powdered sugar on there. Like a 12-inch cookie. I've never had a dessert pizza. They're really good. They're easy to make too. Easier to make than a pizza. Oh, this one's hard. Three, four, five, 6 by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many is this? It's 18 squares, so I need to get rid of 6. Or do this. Oh, but that cut off stuff. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Nope. 6. If you fill a pizza crust with fruit and replace the pizza crust with pie crust, isn't just a pie? Yeah, but like pie to me is like a deep filling or a deep crust with a filling. And pizza is about like a flat, you know, spread, and you cut up the fruit to look pretty, just like you were putting pepperoni and mushrooms and peppers on the top of a pizza. And a pizza is a pizza pie, so there you go. It's a dessert pizza. Ooh, I just kicked my desk. I strongly believe in this topic so much that I kicked my desk. Science. Hashtag science. I didn't make the rules, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, can I just do 2 like this? No. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's too many! One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is too many too. Also, this is extremely wrong, but I don't know. I was going for something. There's not enough squares in this puzzle to fill in. There's a cloud passing over the panel. I need this cloud to not block my view, please. So does the ducking help the puzzling? Gotta hide from the answer so you don't spook it? What ducking? When I go like this? I'm just thinking. Hi, Cave. Welcome in. I'm not hiding. I'm just thinking. It's wild that I can't even... I can fulfill one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's gonna be a vastly different shape on the other side if I do this. Like, there's not enough fillable squares to get to 12 filled in. So I can't combine all of them. I could fill in one. There are 6 squares. But they're so specifically laid out that it's kind of hard for me to believe that I could make this. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but like... There it is. If I just don't like it. What about this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still 7 on the left. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? 1? No. 14. Yeah, I didn't start with this one. I started with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can't even go around the border because these two are both locked. This puzzle sucks. What about this? This still isn't quite right. 6, 7, 2, 14. I know I've done this already. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's just really bizarre feeling. Because everything I do either turns this into a shape that I can't duplicate, or it cuts off one side from the other. Which is fine to cut off one side from the other if it equals 6 squares, but it is always 7. And now I have a shape that I can't duplicate. And Cardadine, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you around. You have a nice day. I don't like this puzzle anymore. Is this it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, finally. This one's huge. 8, 6, 3, 3. These are locked. Oh, weird. I don't know if... I can't remember... Here, does one of these tell me? I can't remember if, I can combine other colors of dots with other colors of lines. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. It does blink red for me, which is nice. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll tell me if I have some stuff. Those are all the blues. Oh, but I know that I can't combine these two since this is only a set of 2. So we're gonna wanna... fill this in. Okay, it doesn't like... Oh, no, it doesn't like this because this is a block of 1. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. I don't think anything is close enough to this to combine it. Here, this is. Oops. Dang it. I just want to do science. But I don't think I can fulfill both of the rules to test this out. Okay, these are not flashing reds. Oh my god. Science. I'm gonna get rid of Bill Nye. I don't want to be jump scared. I love that sound so much, but it always jump scares me. Thank you, Magus. It's on the lowest possible volume setting. It's just a loud sound. Sorry if you were vibing to the chill, meditative song. It's so extreme. Bill Nye, why do you have to go so hard? Okay, so I learned that I can combine this with dots of a different color. Maybe even of the same color. So that's valuable. Three, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Can I? Okay, question. Oh, right, I can't combine these two because those two are different colors. Okay. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is... we're taking all this out. Hi, bees. Welcome in. How are you? It's good to see you. Trying to get some puzzles done today. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, this is weird. This is funky. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is very wrong. This dot right here. Wait, no, but it shouldn't be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing one here. This is a set of 3 instead of 2, so this is, there's a weird thing happening in this area. Believe! I haven't seen that in ages. And it's with a Meg Bumblebee. We haven't used... we still have that command, I think. I think that was a Streamlabs command. A lot of the Streamlabs commands didn't get moved over to Stream Elements. Yeah, that one did though. Oh, this is getting interesting. I keep, wait, how come this isn't? Is it rotated the wrong way? Yeah. I think this pink shape is gonna have to be bigger than 3 blocks. Maybe. But there's nothing surrounding it. Unless it's like 2 really big shapes together that end up being the same. That would be kind of cool. Because I can combine more than just these 4 blocks over here. I could go... Ah, but this one's difficult. Here, let's undo everything. This right here makes it hard to connect this 2 with this 4. Because it's not going to have enough squares to go all the way around like that. So I don't know if that's possible. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 7 more. No. 6 more I can use. And I could use them to do something over here. I could use them to define this shape. I could connect this to everything and then start figuring out what I need to build over here, if it'll even fit. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, but now they're gonna touch. Abandoned ship. I solved this one an hour or so ago. I can't tell you how I did it. Oh, yeah. I'm just, gonna finagle it. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Making space for these three is weird. And I wouldn't have to make space for them. I could include them, except this is locked. I think I did this wrong. Yeah, this would be a repeat of it. But now they're touching and that's not good. But this works. Technically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a miracle. This is looking rough now. Because I can't really add this to the shape without messing stuff up. Like I could go... I could go up here, but then that makes this not a set of 3, and I can't really do anything else right now to add 3 to another spot. I could do this, maybe? But then I have to make a border all the way around here. Oh, I just have to add one there. Wait, no. That's not... Wait. No, I think that's fine. Okay. This is getting murky. I need that there. I need that there because it defines the set of 3. Okay, okay. Five, 6, 7, but we're short now. This isn't enough squares, so I have to find places to add them. Can I go here? But then you don't get 4 here, so this is starting to look rough. It was a fun concept. If I add that, it starts... Now they're combined into one big shape, and that's no good. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Oh, this is... I don't have to mirror this shape here. I was thinking I did. It helps me to get this purple shape to match, but it doesn't actually have to mirror. It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. You know what I mean? Since that didn't end up working out, I'm tempted to just erase the whole thing, though. This shape here worked, but I couldn't figure out a way to incorporate all of these blocks. Can I remove that? No, because I can't combine the blue and yellow squares in the same shape. It doesn't like that. I don't have to have those two filled in. No. I just have to have this shape here. And then I have to keep adding to it elsewhere. This is hard. Hi Daxon, welcome in. Oh, Jim, thanks for the human hello. Happy time zone? It's Monday for you now, right? Still cozy Sunday for us here, but this puzzle's really hard. Cozy. What's this block doing? What function is this performing here? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that real? It's real! I did it! And now this can be 6, but it can... I don't think it has to be filled in. I think it can be blocked off from the rest. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No way. Oh, this though. I forgot about this. I got so excited that this shape worked, but this is wrong. Bummer. Wah, wah, wah. That's where this block came into play, and that's why this was filled in. That's so annoying. It's barely Monday, yeah. Not quite Monday. One, 2, 3... This is all coming apart. This is a huge setback. Okay, but what if... Can I combine... Can I do this? Are there any other yellow squares around so that I can make this whole shape out of negative space? I don't think there are. Because it would be really nice if I could do a negative space version of the shape up here and a filled in version of the shape down here. But because there aren't any more yellow squares to draw from, I don't think I can do that. Which leads me back to this problem. Of this having to be filled in to be different from this shape here, which means I have to do all the blues filled in instead of negative space. This sucks. I'm distraught. I mean, maybe distraught isn't the right word, but I just feel like every little thing has an exception, and I haven't even touched this corner. Because I keep feeling like I need to start with this corner since this block is such a problem. I don't think this will work because this is off the grid. What about if I do it this way? Those are the same shape, but it doesn't complete this rule. Look at it upside down. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot of that. What if I do... but this one is locked. I can't trace it and make it negative space because this one is locked. I'm just gonna keep tapping this one. What if I do... nope. little confused by how that one would like turn. Oh yeah, because I can't fill this one in. Okay. This poor square down here. Or what if I do this? So I can get... I could try to make this shape a block of 3. I could try to make it a block of 5. But the pink line has to be in the upper, this upper right-hand square of the set of 5, if that makes sense. So like it could go this way, which doesn't really help me. Or it could go this way, which doesn't help me. I don't think. Maybe if I can combine this with something else. Here, this is... There's 6 here and there's 6 here. So what if I connect these ones with the 6 and then these ones with maybe that, maybe there's something? It would have to be... I mean, I can move this shape and fill this in, perhaps? Oh, this is looking dicey. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And it can only be 7 total. I don't think that's gonna work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was a nice thought. This time I was off. Hope you can solve the puzzle before stream's end. Thanks, Indy. Take care. Have a good night. We'll see you around. I might try a different one, to be honest, but it's been interesting to look at it and like come up with some different ideas. Oh, I was liking that, but even if I connect this one up here, you're stuck with this. And I feel like I'm gonna have to make this huge, elaborate shape. And that is breaking my brain. All right. It's not gonna work anyway, because if this is the bottom of the shape and it's rotated 180 degrees, this shape would be going off to the right. This one doesn't have anywhere to go off that way. Oops. Like, I can't even connect, if I have the shape set up this way, I can't even connect this block, because it would be up here. So that was kind of a bust. What if I think about it as the top here, the top left? I can't go down as far though, which means I can't get this one. And it doesn't have to be rotated either, it just... I'm trying to think of different ways I can fit this thing onto this grid. I want this square to be the equivalent of where this one is, but it's not. It would be over here. Which I think is the pattern I was kind of trying to do before. Yeah. Yep. This needs to be 3. They made this one really hard. Okay, let's take a break. What's this one? I don't know. It needs to be a set of 4. Can I do... I did these ones, but I can't go anywhere else from here. No, I can't get down here yet. Something is gonna power on this elevator, I guess? Did we take a stream break today? No. How do I get down there? I found so many things over here. This area is annoying. I don't know. Let's take a stream break. Let's go here. And then put on some other music. Abrupt. How's everyone doing? My brain is fried. It is helpful to like sit and stare at something and make sense of it, but I don't know, we kept going down rabbit holes. Okay, let's take a stream break and then I don't know. Maybe let's just wrap up.